You're listening to Live and On Board with Tony Milazzo.
This is Tony Milazzo, and we are live and on board with Tamara Henry.
Woohoo! I'm on board. I love it. Out here in the boat in the marina on a beautiful December sunny afternoon.
It is. It's a beautiful day today. I want to thank you ahead of time for coming out and doing this interview with me.
Thank you so much for having me on your show. I'm so excited to be your second guinea pig. Yeah. Or they don't snort, do they? I'm sorry.
Johnny.
They're just cute and fluffy.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming. Tamara and I have worked together before. Probably a lot of you know Tamara Henry from red carpet events, foxnews.com. Seems everywhere I turn these days, I see a visual of Tamara Henry, even in my sleep.
That's right. Yeah, we've been going live on foxnews.com from the night of 100 Stars, where it all started. It's the best Oscar watch party in all of Los Angeles.
Yeah, well, I've been watching you for a long time. I'm crazy about you. I've
Thanks.
had a little bit of a TV crush on you.
Oh, I love TV crushes. I know.
And now I'm right here with you.
I know. Hey, guys, this is a way to get a girl in a boat all alone. Tell her you're doing a radio show.
Yeah, just come out for an interview. It's just going to be a short interview, and I swear we're not going to leave the dock.
Okay, I'm like, okay, Tony, what time do I need to be there?
Well, we're going to stay out here for a little while with you if you have time. You have time?
I have time. I have 2 cups of coffee here perched and ready to go. And
you'll be good for a while.
Right. What else does a girl need?
What else does a
Besides
girl need?
lots of attention from a radio show host.
That's right.
So
well, I'm going to give it to you today.
Oh, you're going to give it to me.
Attention. Okay, so I want to know for Tamara Henry where it all started. So where were you born? Maybe a little bit about your family.
I was born, my dad was at the Pentagon in intelligence. And I was born there while he was working there. He was in the Army for 20 years. He actually got a Bronze Star for ground operations against hostile forces. And so I've really been trying to make my daddy proud by becoming a military filmmaker and doing a few military films. We've had Ed Harris and Kelsey Grammer narrate a couple of them. And every time I can, I'm giving a shout out to Dad. And here's another one. I love you, Dad. He's all the way in Arkansas.
Well,
and I know he's listening because he's on Facebook. Right?
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, it's
social
great.
Media.
My dad was like the first computer was ever back in like the late 80s, early 90s. And so here, you know, now that I'm in LA, I'm glad that the computer was invented so I can stay in touch with my dad.
Right. That's the time of the little Commodore 60s and all those little computers.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, and so as a kid?
Oh, yeah. So I was born at the tail end of his 20 years of service at the Pentagon. So at the very end of that, I was born. I was a surprise. Anyway, so my family, you know, I had 2 older brothers, 15 and 13, and my dad finished up his 20 years, and we moved back to where all of our family is originally from, which is the South. So I grew up in the Bible Belt in a very small town, 4,000 people at the end of a gravel road, Nancy Street.
All right. So what led to the entertaining as a kid?
Well, I guess, you know, some children just feel like they don't get enough attention from mommy and daddy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, I grew up singing and dancing, dance classes, tap, ballet, and jazz, singing in the church choir, singing in choir in school, you know, cheerleading, steppers, dance routines, you know, just, I should have been a Broadway kind of gal.
Yeah, you're quite the Renaissance woman.
Right. So, but then I found television news. I decided I didn't want to be a doctor. I was majoring in biology. My brother was a doctor. I worked for a doctor. And in fact, when I worked for the doctor was when I did all those pageants. My very first job out of high school, I was working for a doctor. And he had a wife, you know, doctor's wife, and she didn't have a daughter. So she said, come on, girl, I'm going to make you win Miss Arkansas. And so we did everything there was to do, pageant preparation, you know. And I did after like 7 years of trying, which, by the way, funded my, you know, college education. I finally won Miss Arkansas USA, and I had changed my degree from pre-med to broadcast journalism. And so I got my degree in broadcast journalism, and while I was still wearing my crown, I was hired as the weeknight news anchor for a WB station during the time that Bill Clinton was president.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. So
yeah.
did you get to interview Bill?
I never did, but we were constantly reporting on him.
Oh,
Yeah. So it was like the first time in journalistic history when news anchors had to say certain things. You know, because back in the day, there were journalistic standards. There was no infotainment. You know, you had to be a serious journalist, and that's it. But now the lines are blurred, you know. Right. So it's all entertainment. That's what I think about, like, the political election. It's just like we might as well be watching a football game, right?
Yeah, yeah. So that's incredible. You won Miss Arkansas.
I did, yeah. And so it's great. And in fact, it came in handy this summer. Yeah. Lauren Selman, who's one of my green girlfriends out there in the green world, everybody knows me as Green Tea. She did Miss Malibu on her way to Miss California, USA, and I coached her in the pageant. She did everything green, everything recycled and green, and showed that green can be glamorous as well. Yeah. Green is gorgeous. Oh, yeah. And so she won Miss Congeniality. She won the People's Choice Award. She looked fabulous. Great. So the pageant stuff, you know, I mean, life is a pageant, you know. People need to know how to walk. They need to know how to use the correct fork at dinner. They need to know how to get more flies with honey. Oh, yeah. You know, there's a lot of vinegar out there these days.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's walking around with their shoulders forward. And
I know.
Grouchy, and that's why we're here and make them laugh.
I know. I love comedy so much. And you're one of the first people that I met when I started my comedy journey.
We met at the LA Comedy Awards.
LA Comedy Awards.
Yeah, you were hosting, co-hosting.
Thanks to Max Worthington.
Yeah, co-hosting, and you did a brilliant job.
Thank you.
And you're always funny, and I love your Princess Frog bit.
I know! You're not going to believe this, but we're doing another thing next week, Wednesday night, for Froggies. There's some place called Froggies in the Palisades or Malibu or Topanga or someplace.
So they want you to do your froggy bit?
So I was thinking, it's Froggies! Should I pull out the frog?
Out comes the frogs. She kisses a lot of frogs.
I know. Well, a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do.
Yeah, maybe we'll get into that sometime. That's another whole interview. That's probably an hour or two.
I'm still looking for my prince.
Okay, so you touched on the green tea thing, which is your green superhero, I guess?
Yeah, you could call it a superhero. I'm trying to save the planet out there with Ed Begley and all those other green people.
And how's that working for you?
Well, we're not doing too good. I mean, I don't know. Like, when you're out in your boat, do you see pollution or not? It's pretty clean here, but
I see a lot less plastic bags.
That's good. That's good.
There's a lot less on my propeller, and I do know that if you go to the supermarkets in the marina, you are no longer able to get a plastic bag. They stopped giving you plastic bags.
Then we are saving the planet.
Yes, we are.
Things are getting better.
There is a lot less, yes. And I see a lot more wildlife than I've seen in the last few years. Here in Marina del Rey, so
hopefully life is coming back.
I think so. I think things are getting better. You are making a difference.
Yeah. Well, we had kind of lost our heads there for a little while. Yeah. Everything was made out of plastic, and just throw things away, use them once. Polluting with energy and all these oil spills, and it's like we need to get our priorities in order. Health is really important. Our planet's health is its greatest wealth, and you got to put that first.
Yes. Yeah.
Because else,
we're
have all the money in the world, but if...
Yeah, well, we've been acting like planet trashers all this time.
I know.
We
it's time for us to grow up.
Tomorrow, and now we really have to seriously think about tomorrow, because there's not going to be a place to live if we don't.
Right, and it's 2013, and lots of really cool, exciting things are happening.
Yeah, so also I remember you were doing a show called Metro.
Yes.
Where you weren't able to drive, so you were in the same boat as me, no pun intended.
Right. There's a lot of people that don't have cars, people.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be surprised. I mean, when you're out, people just don't say, hi, my name's Tamara, and I don't have a car.
Exactly.
But when you start talking to them, oh my God, I don't have a car, I don't have a car. I mean, I know like a dozen people that don't have cars, and that's a lot.
My car's a boat.
I know people ride their bike.
Yeah.
People take the bus.
Yeah.
People go Metro.
I do a lot of bicycling.
Especially the younger generation.
A lot of walking. I probably walk about 8-10 miles a day.
Right.
So, keeps you in shape.
It does.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think you have to worry about that. I know you can't see on the show. We'll try to put up a couple of photos, but Tamara Henry is looking just beautiful today.
Thank you. There's really good lighting out here underneath the awning of this boat. I mean, seriously. And it's overcast, so God's got the scrim on. Yeah. He's like, okay, let's give him some good lighting.
So you came to L.A. When did you come to L.A.?
I came to L.A. at the turn of the century. And my dream, I was following my dream, which was to be the next Mary Hart on Entertainment Tonight. And I got to meet her, and I got to tell her that was my intention, you know.
Great.
And she retired a couple years ago, and for some reason I just wasn't there in her spot, and so I had to ask myself some deep questions about, you know, how the law of attraction and The Secret, and we're always told that you can have anything you want, and you know, so the times that you don't get what you want, you know, you have to ask yourself, why not? Why didn't I get that?
Yeah.
That I wanted it so bad? Were my desires filled with fear, you know, or did the universe know that it had a better plan? Like, this is the ultimate question. Are we in control? Because people say, ha ha ha, you think you're in control.
Yeah, I don't think we really are. I know a lot of it's about what you put out in the atmosphere and the universe, what you're putting out. You can't have everything you want, because where would you put it anyway?
I know. So. I know. I would need warehouses, right? The earth is my warehouse. I don't have to buy anything. It's all right here in the perfect spot for me to enjoy, right?
Yeah.
Right where it is.
You're very successful.
Thank you.
I love your Night of 100 Stars that you do, that you host on the red carpet, and it's always wonderful. Is that coming up too?
It is on Oscar night, which is like February the 24th.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming up in February. What else do you have coming up?
Oh my God, I should have brought my calendar here. Okay, so this is how it's all going to go down. Ready? You got your pencil and your calendar?
Sure.
Okay, so right now I'm in the casting process for this reality show. And if I get it, which it looks like I'm going to get it, they're going to present me to the network before Christmas. It looks like it's going to shoot on February the 9th.
What type of reality show is this?
It's on WE TV, so it's like entertainment television for women, right?
Right.
And it's a wedding show, and it's called Bridezilla's. If you're like me, like you never saw it, you never watched an episode, but you kind of know all about, you know, it's like one of those buzzwords out there.
Right.
And anyway, so I'm going to do that show.
Great.
And
so will you be a host or a Bridezilla?
I will be a Bridezilla. And let me tell you, it was so hard for me because I'm this sweet Southern belle from the South.
Right.
And so, you know, your knee-jerk reaction when you go into a casting, right, and you're in front of them, is like, I want them to like me. So I'm going to be so nice, and I'm going to be so sweet. And all my girlfriends were saying, oh, she's the most generous person in L.A. that we know. Right. And so, like, we did so good in the and then they said, you know what, we just don't see you as a Bridezilla. And so my world was crushed. I was like, what? So I really had to, like, have a mental meltdown, a mental breakdown. I had to learn how to, you know, because I don't know if you've ever seen that Jim Carrey movie called Me, Myself, and Irene, where he, you know, this guy, he's been abused all his life, and then finally, you know, he snaps, and out comes the anger. You might remember he's beating this dead cow in the middle of the road, but, you know, he finally snaps. You know, this stuff comes out finally that we've been stuffing down. So, you know, that's what it's about for me. I'm going to be like the repressed bride who grew up paying for her sins in the backseat of the Bible Belt, you know, and then all of a sudden, you know, a lot of mental pressure can happen when you're trying to have your perfect wedding.
Yeah.
And so I'm a perfectionist bride. I'm a manic bride.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, you know.
So did that all come across, or?
Well, actually, you know, it did in the second one. I had to face my darkness. Going through that casting process for them was like a psychological transformation. I had to, like, mine the gold from the, you know, the dark side of our personality, the parts that, you know, the part that's there that we don't know is there, but everybody else knows, the part we can't see, you know, that's your shadow, you know, and it kind of runs your life until you finally face it, you know, and get right with it, right?
Right.
So, but I think it can be very educational. You know, we're going to have fun. I'm the kind of bride that I don't care about, you know, what color are my napkins. It's like, what color are my chakras? I want to get my chakras balanced, you know. You know, it's like, can't you effing see I'm trying to meditate? You know, I'm the spiritual bride, right?
Right.
And so I want to be the glowing bride. I want to you know, detox. You know how people are always detoxing here in LA.
Yeah.
It's like, let's do this magical detox. Like I might say, all of my bridesmaids have to do this detox, you know.
Will you be getting married?
You know what? Oh my God, I can't believe you said that.
Show.
Wait, okay.
Folks, reality shows aren't real, by the way.
Wait, okay, that's a whole nother show. Okay, wait, reality check. Okay, listen to this. That is I'm spitting on you now. This is, that's the number one question that people ask me when no, hands down when I say that I'm getting married on this show. Are you really getting married though?
No.
Every time, and you just did it. You said it.
You're not.
Well, it's a good question.
I guess we'll have to tune in and find out. Is that how you do this? Yeah. And they probably told you can't say anything.
I don't even know what's going to happen.
You're not supposed to be talking right now.
I've never been married before. They told me that I can talk now, but once we start filming,
you can't talk.
Then I can't talk.
You can't talk.
Yeah,
I'm glad we're interviewing you now.
I know. So the cat's out. Let's hurry up and get all the cats out of the bag now.
Is there a part for a groom in this whole thing?
You know what? There is.
Ooh,
I mean, what if I might need to have a backup groom just in case this one wigs out, because here's the twist is that we're both two commitment phobic people. We've never been married. We don't have any kids.
I could be a third one of those because I'm still not married myself.
I'm sure there's lots of people out there that understand the commitment phobic thing. So maybe we might have to do a little psychoanalysis there.
Yeah.
My maid of honor, Hanala Segal, she's actually like the divorce guru from Traumedy Central. She's got Traumedy Central, which is like Traumedy, right? Trauma comedy. And so I think she can see this train wreck coming. But you never know. There's always hope. You know, there's couples counseling, there's therapy, you know, all these LA shrinks and stuff. So,
right.
I mean, somebody could help us work things out, and it could be one of those happily ever after. In fact, that's what I was doing today before I came over here to be on your radio show, is I had gone to Agape Church. Everybody knows Agape. And yes. Michael Beckwith.
No, Michael.
He's in Hawaii right now, but I was trying to get to him to, you know, tell him that as a spiritual bride, I have to have the ultimate spiritual ordained person to marry us. And Michael Beckwith is huge. You know, he's everywhere these days.
He would be the guy.
So keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah, I think he'll do the show, especially with you.
I think it would be great because we want to, like, I mean, I'm all about combining spirituality with entertainment and, you know, weaving positive messages into the show. And in fact, I'm going to have a green wedding. So, you know, every way that I can. I think I have a couple of green wedding planners lined up that can make everything green and recycled, like a no-waste event.
So even you could be biodegradable.
You know, let me think about that. I'm the biodegradable bride. Hey!
After your honeymoon,
that has
biodegrades.
That has a ring to it. The biodegradable bride. I love it. You need people that can be on a reality show because what I'm learning is that on a reality show, people say, is it real? Is it about reality? It's about the reality that you don't even know is going underneath the reality that you're showing the world.
Right.
I mean, there's different levels of reality. There's your TV persona, right? And then there's the real you with your friends, right? And then there's the real you that only you know. And then there's the you that you don't even know is going on. And that's the part that's running your life and making you crazy, and that all the work needs to be done around. So if you have some reality characters that are not afraid to make a fool of themselves, show us admit your faults to your fellows, and be willing to show that quirky side.
Yeah. Because
that's what, I go to all these workshops and they say what you have to do is people at the end of the day want to watch crazy people being crazy,
Right.
Because they've had to be in their cubicle all day, they were stuck in traffic, and now they just want to unwind.
Right.
And it's entertaining.
Well, that's going to be a great side of you to see, too.
Right, because I haven't even seen it. I have been stuffing it down like all my life, trying to be this perfect news anchor person, Mary Hart. And so when I found comedy on my 40th birthday a year ago, it really helped. To be able to laugh at yourself.
Yes.
So many people are so scared to even post on Facebook because someone might make fun of them. It's like, there's a book out there called What You Think of Me Is None of My Business. So if you could just say, I'm going to stop worrying about what my friends think of me, what my image looks like in the media, and I'm just going to, life is short.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to go to your grave all stiff and stitched up and,
No. Give it up.
Yeah,
Go big.
It's fun. It's way so much more fun when you face the darkness. And that's what comedy is, I think, is shining the light on the darkness, making fun of the quirks and the, and everybody's got quirks, but we're all trying to pretend like we don't.
No. Yeah, most of my stand-up routine is the quirks of being Tony Milazzo.
Yeah.
And who I am. And until I did that, things didn't open up for me. Everything seems to be opening up for me now.
And you always think that you're the only one that has it, but everybody's got PMS, ADD. What else is there? Facebook addiction.
Don't make me get my big list out.
Okay, I know.
I can go
Which
on and
12-step
on with
meetings
this.
have you been going to?
And which ones have I not been going to that I should be going
that's
to?
the problem. Exactly.
I think this is better than a 12-step meeting for me. Anyway, how's this for you?
Oh, the radio thing? Oh my God, I feel like I'm lying on a couch and like you're the psychiatrist and I'm like, Tony, I just have to tell it all to you.
Oh, good. I
Okay.
hope you do. And we want to hear it.
Right. And what better place to do it? Okay. Than with a
so
microphone and headphones.
Tamara pulled up today to park.
No, but I'm not supposed to be driving in a car for you.
Oh, okay.
But I did. I borrowed a car.
Yeah, and you
Because I
also-
had to.
She had
Sometimes
to.
a girl has to do what a girl has
Yes,
to do.
and you also discussed a movie. I know there was also a documentary.
Oh, the car that I came in was all blinged out, right? It had movie
Yeah,
posters all over it.
Yeah, there's so many
I know,
things.
this is crazy. Okay, so I am a producer and a VP of social media for Vanilla Fire. And so what we do is we bling out all of our vehicles. And we have two. And
I like it.
one is a Lexus that has Kelsey Grammer all plastered down the side of it for Until They Are Home. It's our military film. And the other one has, who's on there? Oh, Unbeaten, Dan Aykroyd, right?
Oh,
It's
okay.
well, it's not his face, but it's that movie that he narrated. So,
All right.
so
Yeah,
it's
I
like
met Dan
everywhere you
Aykroyd in
go
New
and you
York.
park, you know, you're like a billboard, so you don't have to pay. So,
Okay, and what is this Unbeaten about?
Unbeaten is a movie. It's amazing. It got on the Oscar shortlist in 2010, and in 2012, it was named by Time magazine one of the top 10 Olympic films of all time, next to Steven Spielberg's Munich. And so I'm like right there neck and neck with Steven Spielberg on my first film. But it was an inspirational film about the Beijing Paralympics and guys in wheelchairs with prosthetic legs. And in fact, we're now filming the sequel because we just got back from the London Paralympics. And we have our new guy, Blake Leeper. He is the fastest man in America on 2 cheetah blades. He was born that way, like Lady Gaga. He was born that way with no legs. He puts these cheetahs on. He's from South Africa, I think. And he, you know, he's a black guy and he's got all the charisma. He's like, you know,
Great.
he's awesome. He's our star. He's going to be on the Wheaties box. We're so excited.
And the other production that you touched on, what was the second
The other
one?
movie, Until They Are Home. It's our current film that's out right now. It's in the Oscar run right now. It didn't make the Oscar shortlist, but there's a couple of other categories, so we're kind of still have our fingers crossed.
Right.
Because this year I got an Emmy nomination for a show that I anchor. My show got nominated for an Emmy called Metro Motion. That show.
Oh,
yeah.
Metro Motion got nominated.
It got
Fantastic.
nominated, and so it's like, you know, so maybe that could be like a kick the bucket list, like a lifelong dream, like, you know, during my career, you know, if I could get an Emmy and my director could get an Oscar,
Right.
then we can call it quits and go home. That's what I said when I first got here, like in 2005. The first night that I was on the Night of 100 Stars red carpet, I was like, okay, I can go home now. Because that was my first time interviewing all the celebrities like that. And it's like 100 celebrities all at once. You're like, oh my God.
I think it's just going to be the first of many if you get one.
Yeah. You know what? It could
Very
be.
talented lady.
I just really like, you know, and you get into like there's a lot of soul in film work when you're working on a film and it's got a cause. And and it's like a labor of love because these documentary films just don't make a lot of money.
No.
But they can change lives. You know, they're really like a good platform to get messages out. So that, you know, the cause films, whether it's, you know, people with disability. We made really good friends with R.J. Mitty, who's disabled, from Breaking Bad. I watched every single episode of all 4 seasons 4 times in a row. I love that show.
That's a great show.
I got to interview Bryan Cranston at the Night of 100 Stars. That's where he got his start. This red carpet at the Night of 100 Stars, when you walk it, there's like, it's the longest red carpet. It's like, I don't know, 100, 200 media outlets. You just step and repeat. And then there's like the next microphone. You're like, hi, this is my new movie, and I'm working on this. And, you know.
So out of all the interviews that you've done and people you've worked with, give us some of your highlights. What are your favorite moments
Well,
so far?
I have a special in my heart spot for my Morgan Freeman interview that I did. It was a green interview with Morgan Freeman about the oceans. And he tried to throw me off when I was like, hello, what brings you out tonight? And he goes, you do. And I was thinking, like, how am I going to recover from this? I'm like, well, what about the ocean and the cause and the beautiful evening? But anyway, we had this deep, magical conversation about our oceans, and here we are on the ocean because he was a sailor. Morgan Freeman was a sailor, and he is somebody I want to put on my kick the bucket list to have narrate my films. So I've had Aaron Harris and Kelsey Grammer and Dan Aykroyd. My next two, kick the bucket people that I want, and then I can go to heaven is Morgan Freeman and Jim Carrey. And I have a movie for Jim Carrey to narrate called The Balloon Boy. It was about Richard Heaney that thought his little boy was in that balloon in Colorado that time, and the whole news stopped. They stopped the airplanes.
With both of them, and
I
two
know.
of my favorites.
So you'll be in the documentary then.
Yes.
And so this is what I want to do. I want to bump this up because it's a documentary, but I want it to be our first feature. The Independent Spirit Awards that happen every year on the beach in Santa Monica. Yeah. I noticed they have a category for first feature for independent filmmakers. Oh, great. So I think that The Balloon Boy, because it has a cause, like every film that has a cause and you put your heart into it, and his cause is diabetes. Because part of the reason that he didn't know whether or not his little boy was in the balloon was because he was the mad scientist in the backyard. He hadn't eaten all day, he had the adrenaline, right. The balloon goes, he hadn't had his insulin shot.
But Morgan Freeman, talk about a talented guy. Well, the last time I saw him was during the Invictus run for an Academy Award, and I was on the nomination committee. And so I spent some time with them.
Wow.
And, God, he is brilliant.
Invictus.
And before that, it was his producer's birthday, and he threw a party, and my band played, and I sang.
Hey.
And he came in acting drunk, and this is a man who doesn't drink, but he acted like he was drunk. Everybody believed it. He stumbled to the stage, knocked over my guitarist's guitar. He wasn't very happy.
Morgan Freeman?
Grabbed the microphone, acted really drunk, and started singing Hello Dolly with my band.
Hello Dolly.
Because that was one of the songs
Morgan
he
Freeman,
sang when
he was having a good time.
on Broadway.
So it must have been a blast
that
then.
was before he was even on Another World soap opera in his very,
Do you
very
have pictures?
young
Do you have video?
Very young man. I know there's some photographs and there might be some audio. I'm going to have to dig that up.
Listen, Morgan Freeman, he's got that series called Through the Wormhole, which is all about consciousness and science and physics and metaphysics.
Right.
So I get lost in the conversation with you, Tony. You just take me off into another world, and I'm like, wait, I have my bullet points. I don't. I wish I did. Yeah. I should have looked at my resume before coming on here, because I'm going to get off the radio and think, oh, we didn't talk about the most important thing of all.
Well, we'll have to have you back if we miss anything, right?
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
It is.
All right, good. I'm liking that. I'm liking that. As a matter of fact, next time we're actually going to go out to sea. Would you be okay with that?
I've never been out to sea. I mean, I've taken that that big boat to Catalina.
Right.
2 or 3 times, but I've never been on a sailboat. Can you believe that? I've lived here 11 years and I've never been out. I mean, I've been on a sailboat, but never out into the ocean.
I'm going to have to take you out sailing.
Wow. You know what? We could actually do that
record the
for
whole
part
thing.
of the, maybe one day we go out and have a champagne toast on a boat to our wedding.
Okay, there you go.
See, this is what I like about the creative process of the show is coming up with everything,
Yeah.
Because it's I'm really getting to produce the whole thing because it's my wedding. And the weird thing is because I'm so confused because I'm a television producer and now I'm trying to have a wedding and I know how to, do a pageant. But it's okay, I've never done a wedding before. So I'm looking at it like it's a TV show.
Yeah,
okay, this is, I'm making a storyboard. First we're going to do this and then we're going to do that.
So this is going to be fun to watch.
I think so.
I'm excited. I really want to see it.
I know. It's going to be fun to experience.
I'm disappointed because I thought if you ever got married, it was always going to be me. But who knows? Marriages don't last long in L.A. anyway.
Right.
Get you on the rebound.
Right. Right. Yeah, we have a long time left here on planet Earth, don't we?
How are you going to explain this to your family or anybody that you're getting married on TV and you all okay with that? You think everybody's going to be okay with that? Or?
I think that they're going to say, she's just doing this to be on TV. I'm not coming to her wedding. But here's the deal.
No one's there. 2 people will be there.
Don't judge me. No. This is my life. Some people want to get married in a hot air balloon. I mean, hey, whatever floats your boat, right?
Right.
But I've worked in television all my life. It's who I am. It's what I do. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
So why judge?
No.
Say, hey, if it makes her happy, then I'm there.
Whatever you're into.
So
I'll be there.
I mean, after all, it is my wedding.
Oh, I'm not invited. See, now I'm gathering.
No,
I'm not invited.
Oh, you are? Yes, you
I
are.
keep saying I'm going to be there. She's giving me these looks. I'm like, oh.
Oh, I wasn't listening. No, you're invited. I think your name is even on the list. If you go to
Better be.
the website, which you can see on the Facebook page,
Right.
Go to the website and look at Tony's name. He's listed there. And they have all the names of the, you know.
Right. Okay. Well,
I have like couples guests, I have celebrity guests, and I have singles. And I have you as a single.
okay. What would you think about me as a Bridezilla? What do you think?
Like a
Could I do
groomzilla?
Bridezilla?
Groomzilla?
No, I could do a Bridezilla.
What do you mean?
You haven't seen me in fishnets or...
Oh, you want to go in drag?
Yeah.
No, why are
Be a
you saying
Bridezilla.
that?
I don't know. I'm just
You're
playing.
crazy. Anything to get in there, right? You're in.
Anything to be different.
Right. Yeah, you know what? I really understand what you mean. I really have spent my whole life trying to not fit inside the box.
Right.
And to be different and to be an original thinker and, you know, unplug from the matrix.
Yeah.
Stop following like a lamb.
Yes.
Don't watch. I mean, there's been so much television that I have not watched.
Try not to fit a mold. Yeah.
I don't listen to the news.
Yeah.
Because if you really stop and think what energy vibrations that you're picking up from that stuff,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
Especially at night before I go to bed, I never watch news. I watch other people watch news, and I'm like, wow, you watch news before you go to bed? Not healthy. Not healthy.
I don't understand, yeah.
Unless there's good news. I'd love to come out with a show called Good News.
Right. Or comedy. Same thing, right?
Have some young people do it, you know. I have another question for you.
Okay.
And it is, if you could make, not so much 3 wishes, but maybe 3 things you wish you can change in life, and not necessarily your own life.
Mm-hmm.
What would those things be? Things you can change.
The aging process on the body. It's just not fair that as soon as you get comfortable and figure things out, then your hair starts falling out, your stuff starts sagging, stuff's falling out, stuff's falling off. Wait a minute. I'm just now starting to enjoy this stuff.
I'm with you.
So,
I like it.
So now it's like I'm on this crazy rat wheel quest to go to yoga class, to eat superfoods, lotions, potions, essential oils, herbs, shamans, healings, exorcisms. What do I have to do to stay looking young? Right? Or to feel young. We want to feel young and stay young, so...
One of the other things I want to ask you, too, which has to do with the same, we're in that area, your mentors, who are the people that really inspire you? Could be in the past, could be even right now, and for different reasons, but anybody really inspiring you right now?
I'm thinking, because I'm asking myself, I'm going into that dark place, and I'm like, who do I hate? Oh, I just hate her, you know, and then it's because I want to be her, you know, it's like I want her job. So I'm thinking, you know, because sometimes I'm like, how did she get that job at E? Why isn't that me? You know. So I'm like, you know, thinking of those.
Yeah.
But definitely, okay, yes, there's this beautiful new blonde on Access Hollywood. She used to be the sports reporter at ESPN. Now she's on Access Hollywood. She's really cute, blonde personality. You know, so somebody like that, you know, I see them embody their work and they love their work. Like Maria Menounos, you know.
Yeah.
Like you're asking me who inspires me. Like who, like I want to be like that. Like Kelly Ripa, you know, somebody who can be a personality and versatile and, you know, I mean, you wonder, is she really enjoying her life or is she just too crazy busy? Is it stressful? Or is like every day, you know, because I always think I'm so lucky because I don't have to go in every day and I can rollerblade, I can go to the beach, I can hang out. I can sit around all day with no makeup on if I want to.
It's
but
tough.
when you're a career girl, you got to go, you know.
I think it's all about the balance, too, huh?
Yeah.
Finding a balance, you know. Well, I told you last time I saw you what my mom said. My mom was like, I love that Tamara Henry. She's fantastic. Oh, my God. And she's better than everybody I see on Fox News and all these different channels. What's wrong? Has she not slept with the right person or what?
Well, here's the deal. Okay, I have asked myself that question for so long now that maybe we're asking the wrong question. Maybe it's what's right. I mean, maybe even though I thought I wanted to go to work full-time for some big corporation, that maybe maybe actually being an independent performer or whatever. What am I? Unemployed.
No. Independent performer.
But, you know.
Freelance.
But it's not that I'm not working. I'm working 12 hours a day on multiple projects that are all very successful. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And you couldn't do that.
No,
you couldn't wear all these hats if you were working for one organization 8 to 10 hours a day every single day.
You'd have to push all of this to the side. All of it would have to be pushed.
You would have to just focus in on one thing.
Yeah.
And but that's kind of the fun of wearing lots of hats. And like if I had been working as a full-time news anchor, I think I would not have made these films. I would have never become a filmmaker or made any films or got reaped the benefits of any of that. That just wouldn't have happened. But, you know, getting to exist in the film world and the spiritual conscious world and the green world and, you know, the sober world and what other worlds are there? The Hollywood world. Okay. The Marina Del Rey world.
Yeah.
Tony Milazzo's world.
Tony Milazzo's world. Yeah, I'm in my own world. What's in the future? We talked about the past. We talked about some of the present. What's in the future? What is next for Tamara Henry?
Well, it's going to be really crazy. February 9th is the wedding. Then February 24th is the night of 100 stars. So then we'll walk the carpet and either will or will not be able to talk about what just happened. That would be so crazy if they're like, nope, you can't say a word. And then I'm like, you're not going to believe what happened.
That's how I feel sometimes when you can't talk about something.
I know, because like some reality, like this one reality show that I did that's coming out next year.
Yeah.
It's done. It's in the can. They said you can't even tell your mother what network it's on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So me telling you that it's coming out, I'm like pushing the envelope. You know, we're going to be in big trouble now. Right. You weren't supposed to say that. Right. But maybe I was just making it up. Hey, maybe I thought I had a show.
Right.
You never know.
Right.
But anyway, so there's that. And then in June it's going to come out. So the show will air in June. And then in May, there's going to be the Gracie Awards. And I have this report as a reporter in Santa Monica that I'm submitting for a Gracie Award. And it's on the Marion Davies Beach House.
Great stuff, always.
Oh, the future.
Past 2013.
That's where I was going. So,
Bridezila.
So, when this show, that's what I was saying, there's so much good synergy that can come of this. That from that, I think I can launch a couple of my own reality shows. And I'm just not sure if I should say them now or not. You know, because you go to the workshops about reality shows and they're like, well, I don't want to tell anybody my idea. I don't want to put it out there. I'm not going to, because somebody's going to steal it. Yeah, and they're like, well, you can't ever get anything done if you're afraid of putting it out there. Right. So you got to put it out there, you know.
It's like the script writer who keeps all the scripts under the bed and isn't out.
I mean, if you're afraid that somebody's going to steal your idea.
Got to put it out there.
Because they'll be like, dang, that's a good idea. And then they run and do it first, right?
Well, you know the advice I always give people?
What's that?
Tie yourself off to things.
What does that mean?
It's very sailorish of me, I guess. But tie yourself off. So if you're doing a project that involves maybe a special location that it can't be done anywhere else, secure the location, secure the people that would be involved in it, secure, have paperwork, phone calls, just so that it's a little bit harder. People think twice. I know that when I go into pitch meetings, one of the things, because I've also been on the other end and been a producer, and one of the things the producer's always writing down when they're sitting there as you're pitching, you think they're writing notes about you or what they like, they're writing down what you're attached to if they took it without you and did it without you. I mean, it's disgusting, but that's what goes on in Hollywood. So they're noting what's his attachments so we can do the show or not. And do we need him? So you have to fill that out yourself and just kind of run a tight ship. Okay. To say.
Okay, well, one of the things is that now that I'm hitched and married, that, you know, the Real Housewives series is like so popular that, and think about this, the Real Housewives of Venice Beach. And I live right there on the beach in the heart of the tsunami zone, and I've lived there for 11 years. I know all my neighbors. Now I'm married.
You're a Venetian. I know I've been over there to see it too, in your element.
Yeah.
And Venice is really, really you.
And then there's also the other reality show idea is that I have a great name, but my alternative name that I'll share with you is The Documentarians. But it's just, you know, you follow these two filmmakers on their wacky road to Oscar, you know. what is it like, the rigors of filmmaking. And it's very unconventional.
Right.
And two big personality filmmakers, you know, that, I mean, every single day, you're not going to believe what just happened, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like constant content cranking out, you know.
Good
So
stuff.
it's exciting.
I like it. Very exciting. Before we go, I just want you to maybe something inspirational, or because I know you're a role model too, because people watch you and they want to be you, and they're like, God, that girl's beautiful. She's smart. She knows what to say. Her energy is fantastic. Just everything about you. You have this incredible aura. I just you know how you do it, or maybe just some words of wisdom for everybody, or for somebody.
Gosh, the thing that's coming to me right now is just be yourself and love yourself and realize that you are the one that you've been searching for. And love yourself. And be in love with yourself. I mean, not in a narcissistic way, or maybe that too, if that's what you like. But, you know, whatever floats your boat, do it. Life is short. You know, go for it.
I like it.
Live your fantasy.
Live it.
I mean, live it. If you're not doing, then pretend that you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
Fake it till you make it.
You heard it right here
It
from
works.
Tamara Henry. Whatever floats your boat.
Fake it till you make
Fake
it.
it till you make it.
Is reality TV real? I don't know.
Okay, well, I think we're just about out of time. I know we're going to do this again soon, right?
Can I say my website?
Yes.
TamaraHenry.com.
Well, that was easy. TamaraHenry.com. All
Yep.
right. Well, thank you very much, Tamara. I want to do this again. Next time we'll be out at sea. Today we're just floating our boat. And I think that's it for today. So you've been listening to Tony Milazzo, live and on board with Tamara Henry.
This show has been produced by Tony Milazzo, Alyssa Inferna, and David Ringwald. If you'd like to be on board, check us out on Facebook at Tony Milazzo Entertainer, tweet us at Tony Milazzo Live, or snail mail us at P.O. Box 10074, Marina Del Rey, California 90295.